Gavin, the opposition is calling for the return of mortgage interest relief.
Yeah, that's right. Something which hasn't been a feature of the Irish financial or tax system for a couple of years, but something which used to be more prominent, particularly around the Celtic Tiger years, when the government tried to make the high cost of housing slightly more affordable by having interest relief, effectively, some sort of tax deduction on the interest that people pay on mortgages. And since that news from Bank of Ireland that it's going to be raising its fixed interest rates in the coming weeks, and of course there's so many people who are already linked to tracker mortgages and who are seeing their mortgage interest increases as well, there have once again been calls from Sinn Féin for this to be increased. Sinn Féin saying this lunchtime that there is a call, or there is grounds for this to be introduced on a time-limited and targeted basis, but the Finance Minister raises some concern around exactly how much it would cost.
There is scope and capacity for a targeted, tailored and time-bound form of mortgage interest relief. Do you not recognise, Minister, that for those households that have seen their repayments increase by over €2,000 in the space of 6 months, that they are looking to government to actually help them deal with the shock at this point in time in terms of a tailored, targeted measure that specifically targets mortgage interest relief?
The most recent data, which was from the end of June, indicates there are currently 720,000 mortgage accounts with an average outstanding balance of €137,100 per mortgage at an interest rate of 2.5%. Assuming mortgage interest relief was granted at a rate of 20% and the average interest payment per mortgage, such a reintroduction will cost in the region of €500 million per annum.
Gavin, separately, there's been some exchanges in relation to Leo Varadkar's leaking of government documents.
Yeah, that's right. This has been raised by the Sinn Féin, or by the Social Democrats co-leader, Roisin Shortall, who's following on from the announcement last night that SIPO was not going to be investigating Leo Varadkar over his sharing of those documents with the NAGP, an organisation led by a friend, in 2019. That decision means that Leo Varadkar is no longer under any kind of investigation for his actions in 2019. But Roisin Shortall making the case of the Dáil this lunchtime that it's not necessarily because Leo Varadkar has a clean bill of health, rather because SIPO doesn't believe it has the power to investigate the actions of a Taoiseach in office, and therefore doesn't believe that it has the power to investigate, not so much that it doesn't believe that Leo Varadkar has no case to answer. Leo Varadkar, however, does still insist that he has no case to answer, that it was within his powers as Taoiseach to share these documents, albeit in an informal way, for which he has apologised. But then there's been some nasty exchanges between him and Roisin Shortall over whether she believes that she would also rule out cooperating with Sinn Féin in future if any of their figures were to be under investigation by SIPO at the time. The allegations of hypocrite, and even some suggestions that there might be some lawsuits if the same exchanges happened outside of the Dáil chamber. Very nasty stuff in the chamber today.
All right.